Measles cases linked to the Disneyland theme park continues to grow.
Doctors weigh in and sound the alarm.
Risk of whooping cough may sound like something from the past, but it's still very real. Today, California reported more than 4,200 cases. 9 people have died.
Measles essentially licked.
Now, the World Health Organization is warning that a measles outbreak is now a threat.
Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing well. Welcome to Medic School Nuts. Today we are going to discuss about vaccination and importance of vaccination. In the last 2022, the most common outbreak after COVID-19 is measles outbreak among the pediatric population. Measles is most common and contagious infection of childhood. Measles is one of the deadly virus and it is a killer disease which caused 20,000 plus children yearly in the US alone to be born with the brain damage and other congenital diseases. Measles has killed thousands of the children but also left many out of their 1 lakh plus people with mental disabilities and central nervous damage. What could be the most common reason for these outbreaks? Predominantly, the reason behind this is the reduction of the vaccination rates and the living conditions and the maintenance of the vaccination records of their children. Let's assume that India is a human being and the Britishers are the virus. We all know that how the British Empire is occupied our whole India. Even though we are the larger populated country in the whole world, we couldn't do anything with them. But we got our leaders and who fight with them and they got our independence. So just like that, what I want to emphasize here is even though we are strong with our immune system, but we need the help of the vaccinations. Okay, let me answer your question. What is vaccine? Vaccine is a biological preparation. It is made in the laboratories. So what this vaccine really do? This improves our immune response to a particular disease and a infection, and it can be given in the injection, oral formulation or the nasal spray. These vaccine will help us to increase our immune response to fight off that as early as before it occupy our body as Britishers are occupied our India. So everyone thinks that why we need the vaccines when we have our own immune system. Before vaccines came into this world, there are so many infections that doctors know as deadly and incurable and left many people with the lifelong conditions. Cholera, Spanish flu, bubonic plague, typhoid, measles are the most deadly events of our global history. It wasn't so long that we are celebrating this global health history of achievement of Dr. Edward Jenner's first vaccine against smallpox in 1796. So how vaccines are made? Usually these vaccines are made by the dead virus or the inactivated virus forms. So the protocol for designing and developing the vaccine is changed over the time. So usually the scientists will conduct this preclinical test on the chimpanzees, mouse. So extensive testing and over the time they will conduct also clinical test on selected population over 3 phases. So how vaccinations and vaccines will work? So weakened and these dead viruses and the bacteria will be introduced into our body through injection. They enter into our body, our white blood cells, so like neutrophils, monocytes, eosinophils. So these are the white blood cells will trigger to produce particular antibodies to fight off that infection. Once the white blood cells are activated, this will produce the macrophages and the macrophages will engulf the bacteria and virus and it will kill the bacteria and virus particles. Macrophages will trigger the T lymphocytes and the B lymphocytes. Then they produce the antibodies and the memory cells. Once again, if you expose for this virus, the memory cells will be triggered and it will produce the immune response to fight off that infection. Even though vaccination have its own benefits, it can also have some of the side effects. Let's see. So the vaccination is a safe and effective to reduce the disease progression. So it also have its own risk. For example, whenever we take the new vaccinations, like we get the pain at the injection site, fever, body pains, and also usually these symptoms will last for 1 to 2 days and this will respond for the normal paracetamol tablet. Vaccines will prevent the spread of the infections among others. Some of the reactions can occur during the vaccination or after the vaccinations like allergic and anaphylaxis reaction. If you encounter any such reactions, you may avoid the vaccination. The main goal of the vaccination is to prevent the serious complications of the virus, and it also helps us to decrease the hospitalization and also the serious complications of particular disease. If any symptoms are the allergic reactions you may encounter, if it persists for more than 2 days and it is not responded to the any tablets, you may consult your nearby physician immediately. So most commonly encountered questions about the vaccination is it necessary to take the vaccine? Even if I am fit, do I need to take a vaccine? If I need a vaccine, are they working in the real world? And I will tell yes. For any question regarding the vaccine, everything have its own proof and everything has its own research study. Scientists are not just making the virus particles into the vaccination and bringing into the new world. It is not made like that. There are so many research studies. They conduct so many research on every vaccination. It took so many years to get one vaccine. So these research studies conducted on the COVID-19 people. So those who are fully vaccinated against the COVID-19, they shown the effectiveness of different vaccines. For example, if you take the Pfizer, 91.2%. For the Moderna vaccine, there is a 98.1% effectiveness. The other vaccines like Corona vaccine is also shown the 65.7% of vaccination effectiveness. So everyone also have one more doubt. What is this booster shot? So boosters are nothing but they also completely safe as vaccines. They are not the new. They also made for the same formulations, but they are made for the different variants to fight that infection. So this booster shot will also help us to improve our immune system particular variant. Here in this chart you can see before and after the first dose of vaccination. One of the devastating pandemic experience in the last 2 years. But you can see the vaccination effectiveness. After the vaccination, so the deaths and also the reduction of the severe illness is also reduced. Who should avoid these vaccines? So as I said in the benefits and risks, so those who have the allergic reaction for their previous dose or any injection, any vaccination in their previous medical history, so they should avoid that. And even if you have the minor illnesses during your vaccination like cold, please wait until you recover from that particular illness. And also I want to tell you guys, before getting any shot or any vaccine, please consult and talk to your primary care physician, or you can also talk to your nearby physician and ask about whether this vaccination is good for you or not. We will just answer some important and most commonly asked questions. So can pregnant patient get these vaccines? Obviously, it is important to get the vaccinations during your pregnancy because it is also important for your baby. During the delivery, so the mother's antibodies will cross the placenta and it will protect the babies from the serious illnesses. Flu vaccine, tetanus toxoid vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine is safest. And also there are some other 5 vaccinations you can get during the every trimester, and you have to consult your OB/GYN specialist. Another question is menstrual cycle changes after the vaccination. Yes, there are some studies and researchers have found that COVID-19 vaccination is associated with a small and temporary increase in the menstrual cycle length. The research found that there is no association between the vaccine and an increase in the number of days of the bleeding. If you feel any discomfort or more than unusual to your previous menstrual periods, just please consult your gynecologist immediately. COVID-19 or any virus is not over yet. Vaccine is for prevention, and prevention is better than cure. Yes, I know that there are so many parents out there, they're having their concerns about the vaccinations and their effects. But let me tell you guys, you don't know about the viruses and their complications in future. Thank you for your kind attention, guys. I hope you guys got some information about the vaccination. Please get your vaccines up to date and stay safe and stay vaccinated. Follow for more updates and please share with your friends and family. And also don't forget to subscribe for the Medic School Nuts.